Stay tuned for more of our Memorial Day Salute, only on AMC. Next on AMC, Alan Ladd stars as a fighter pilot in a war drama that's based on the exploits of a real-life hero, The McConnell Story, featuring June Allyson. Next.
Indulge your romantic desires on a royal dream vacation in London. Romance Classics, along with Ladies' Home Journal and Bloomingdale's Bridal Registry, want to give you a chance to escape to a world of romantic fantasy. Win the Romance Classics Royal Rendezvous Sweepstakes and fly Virgin Atlantic Airways to London. Enjoy luxurious accommodations for 3 nights. Plus, you'll win spending money and other fabulous prizes. Live the royal life on a romantic rendezvous just for you. Send a postcard with your name, address, age, phone number, and the words Romance Classics Royal Rendezvous Sweepstakes to Romance Classics Royal Rendezvous Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 803-377, Dallas, Texas, 75380. Or enter on our website. We all want romance in our lives, and that's what you'll see on Romance Classics, the new all-romance channel. Enter the Royal Rendezvous Sweepstakes today and escape to a romantic fantasy with someone you love. To get Romance Classics, call your cable or satellite company today.
Requiem for a Heavyweight, Rod Serling's masterpiece.
I had 111 fights. I never took a single dive.
AMC presents the original brilliant teleplay.
This is no punk. This is a guy who is almost the heavyweight champion of the world.
And Serling's own film adaptation with an all-star cast, Requiem for a Heavyweight, a double feature. Tuesday, May 27th, beginning at 8:45 p.m. Eastern, only on AMC. Next on AMC, Alan Ladd stars as a fighter pilot in a war drama that's based on the exploits of a real-life hero, The McConnell Story, featuring June Allyson. Next.
On AMC, a lawyer defends a husband and wife accused of murder in the thrilling drama, The Tattered Dress, featuring Jeff Chandler and Jean Crane. Next.
Indulge your romantic desires on a royal dream vacation in London. Romance Classics, along with Ladies' Home Journal and Bloomingdale's Bridal Registry, want to give you a chance to escape to a world of romantic fantasy. Win the Romance Classics Royal Rendezvous Sweepstakes and fly Virgin Atlantic Airways to London. Enjoy luxurious accommodations for 3 nights. Plus, you'll win spending money and other fabulous prizes. Live the royal life on a romantic rendezvous just for you. Send a postcard with your name, address, age, phone number, and the words Romance Classics Royal Rendezvous Sweepstakes to Romance Classics Royal Rendezvous Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 803-377, Dallas, Texas, 75380. Or enter on our website. We all want romance in our lives, and that's what you'll see on Romance Classics, the new all-romance channel. Enter the Royal Rendezvous Sweepstakes today and escape to a romantic fantasy with someone you love. To get Romance Classics, call your cable or satellite company today.
The cast is hitting the road.
The entire day's programming is recorded on glass discs.
And biting the dust.
We have a visitor. Isn't that one of our sponsors?
Bob Dorian guest stars.
This show is for undiscovered talent only.
Really? AMC's original series, Remember When?
Wednesday on American Movie Classics.
Smooth. Ow.
I consider Bob Hope the greatest comic who ever lived.
Well, the name's Gridley, Princess. Harold Gridley. Sportsman, raconteur, polo player, and all-around good egg.
I always listened to Bob Hope's radio show, and I loved it. In fact, I'm sure that I have aped his delivery just automatically because he's the king of the one-liners. I mean, he works entirely in that mode, one-liners.
Small bullets.
Set up, pay off, laugh.
Watch your language. And about your breath, you could start the windmill on an old Dutch painting.
He's the one who said that my bra size was 34 long.
Welcome, pretty lady. Welcome, pretty lady.
Hi there, fellas. What kind of a welcome is that?
Where are those snipers when you need them?
He's the one that said that I have had so many facelifts that now I just go to the valley to a place called Toot and Tuck. A drive-in.
Have you got a light, Starchy baby?
A light? Good idea. She may set fire to herself. I've got to go. I don't think I feel well.
Oh, The Private Navy of Sergeant O'Farrell was a fun movie to make.
He's an important officer.
Army or Navy? Not that it matters. My motto is one for all and all for me.
Of course, I love all the road pictures.
Patty cake, baker's man. Bake the cake as fast as you.
I did love him in the Little Foys
Okay.
because he did a really wonderful dramatic acting job.
She passed away this afternoon.
What are you talking about? She's fine. I just got a letter.
She was ill for several months.
Several months? Wait a minute. She would have told me.
If you don't mind, I'm trying to locate her husband.
I'm her husband.
Bob Hope made a point to come and see me live because he had caught me on television. And he watched me bomb. I was trying to sneak out and he jumped up, left his party, and came and grabbed me and said I was great. And that was the turning point because it just gave me such a boost. I worship the man. He was my guru, and I'm never good at anything like that. And of course, I used to have that same nose. Hi, I'm Phyllis Diller, and I'll be hosting Bob Hope's birthday right here on AMC. I told Bob I was going to be spending his birthday on American movie classics, and he was surprised. He said, "You never spent much on my birthday before. Why start now, dingbat?" Don't miss me, Phyllis Diller, the girl voted most likely to marry outside her species, hosting Bob Hope's birthday celebration only on AMC.
The Independent Film Channel. This May, every film on IFC first screened at Cannes.
Wait. I didn't know. I now suppose bring something.
Best actor, actress, director, Palme d'Or winners all began here.
And even then, I'll come back!
50 years of Cannes film history, screening all month long. The Cannes at IFC Film Festival, part of the Independent Film Channel's exclusive Cannes coverage.
Got a beat.
He's the best there is, and the world needs him now.
You will give orders to destroy all your nuclear weapons, your aircraft, and your navies.
Seems I have a job whether I want one or not.
James Coburn, The Spy's the Limit. Our Man Flint.
Wednesday on AMC.
Don't be so nervous, Mr. Flint. By this time tomorrow, women will be running the world.
A global takeover is underway.
Brain and hair washing at the same time.
Desperate times call for Derek Flint.
Shall we try diplomacy?
James Coburn, Man's Last Chance. In Like Flint. Wednesday on AMC.
He's waiting for his one chance.
There's only one thing I know how to do. Fight.
If you want to fight, fight.
A chance to play by the rules.
You sold me out, you rat.
And prove to his family
Get an education and make something of yourself.
he is a champion. John Garfield, Lily Palmer, William Conrad. Body and Soul. Part of the Knockout Night Festival. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. Only on AMC.
This is the prize-winning screenplay of Requiem for a Heavyweight by the famous writer Rod Serling. Within these pages is a gallery of some of the most provocative characters ever conceived. To find for each character the one actor perfectly suited to the part, this was the problem. We solved it by casting Anthony Quinn as Mountain, a brass-knuckle role handled with heartbreaking sensitivity. Jackie Gleason as Maish, an unforgettable portrait etched in bold, sure strokes. Mickey Rooney as Army, characterization that probes the depths of the man's heart. Julie Harris as Miss Miller, the striking portrayal of a woman in a man's world.
A guy like him don't take to getting laughed at.
Since when does a guy like him get sensitive all of a sudden?
Since we've known him, that's when he got sensitive.
All right, then you tell me what is for Mom.
You don't give a damn about him.
Let me tell you something, Miss. You better dwell on this. You don't understand the breed. You think when you put clothes on an ape, you make him a dancing partner. You better take care of it. You better! No, I mean it. My life is on the line. You cross me now and I'm dead.
You're ashamed, Mountain. Then why'd you do it?
I gotta do it for Maish.
For Maish. You do everything for Maish.
You think? You dirty, stinking think.
Maish, darling, take a good look at yourself in the mirror, and then say goodbye to what you see.
From the alleys and asphalt of New York City, from the fiery brilliance of four great stars, comes a motion picture of deep insight and crashing impact.
Requiem for a Heavyweight. Rod Serling's masterpiece.
I had 111 fights. I never took a single dive.
AMC presents the original brilliant teleplay.
This is no punk. This is a guy who is almost the heavyweight champion of the world.
And Serling's own film adaptation with an all-star cast. Requiem for a Heavyweight. Tonight, beginning at 8:45 Eastern. Only on AMC.
Ever dream of being a star in Hollywood's heyday? Now, AMC Magazine takes you there. Each month, we bring you the magic of classic Hollywood through spectacular, rare photos and intimate portraits of your favorite stars. In every issue, you'll relive the passion, the drama, the genius that made Hollywood great. You'll be the first to preview AMC's newest original productions, award-winning programs acclaimed for enhancing the classic movie experience. Popular AMC hosts Nick Clooney and Bob Dorian give you an inside view of the classic Hollywood story you won't get anywhere else. Plus, you'll get Movie Palace Memories, a feature which brings you inside Hollywood's grand old movie houses. And with AMC Magazine, you'll never search for a classic movie again. Each issue gives you a full month's program listings with detailed descriptions of every feature presentation. Step into the world of AMC Magazine. To order and save 50% off the cover price, call 1-800-535-7700 or send a check or money order to the address on your screen.
Next on AMC, a lawyer defends a husband and wife accused of murder in the thrilling drama, The Tattered Dress, featuring Jeff Chandler and Jean Crane. Next.
truest and warmest love story that ever happened. There were the tough years and the good years, but out of their love came music such as the world had never heard before, and that millions of Americans still love. And as guest stars, these musical greats, Francis Langford and the Modernaires.
Pardon me, boy, is this the Chattanooga choo-choo? Yes, yes.
And Gene Krupa and Louis Armstrong.
Now.
Pennsylvania 65,000.
Good.
Next on AMC, Jimmy Stewart and June Allyson star in the touching story of a band leader who became an American hero. The Glenn Miller story, next on AMC.
Okay, ladies, you have just enough time to sneak up into the attic and see if you can dig out the old poodle skirt and bobby socks and saddle shoes. And guys, maybe you can still fit into that green zoot suit, you know, the one with the replete. We are about to start our big band bash. And boy, have we got pictures for you today. Let's start with the kid from Indiana. Well, Indiana, Pennsylvania. His name was Jimmy Stewart. And he was just sensational to work with. Everybody thought that. So it was a shock to everybody working on the Glenn Miller story when Joe Yuckel complained about him. Yuckel was a professional musician who was teaching Jimmy Stewart how to play the trombone for his characterization of the great one, Glenn Miller. Now, Joe was uniquely qualified for the job. He played with many of the small bands that featured Glenn Miller back in the old days, and he found Jimmy Stewart to be more than a willing pupil. So what was the problem? Well, Yuckel complained that the sounds that came out of Jimmy Stewart's trombone were so terrible that the experience was affecting him mentally. He said at the end of the day, he used to go home so on edge, he wanted to abuse his wife and kick the dog. Well, from then on, the music lessons were conducted in a kind of silence. What he did was he plugged up Jimmy Stewart's mouthpiece so that nothing would come out, and he continued to tutor him on the positioning and all the breathing techniques of playing the old slush pump. Well, after all this, he was able to make some pretty good music of his own. He was the one who dubbed the trombone playing on the soundtrack, and it's great, too. He was joined by 7 original Miller Orchestra members who recorded 9 songs under the direction of Joseph Gershenson. Here's Jimmy Stewart as Glenn Miller in The Glenn Miller Story. Jimmy Stewart, whom you see here, really looked a lot like the real Glenn Miller. In case you weren't around back in those days, this is the real Glenn Miller. Now, if you were around in the 1940s, I'm sure the Glenn Miller story brought back a lot of memories. His hit song, Chattanooga Choo Choo, had been played more than 100 million times on the nation's jukeboxes. In fact, it was estimated that in 1940, 1 out of every 3 nickels that went into a jukebox played a Glenn Miller recording. Right, kids? It used to be a nickel. Other top hits included, where do you start? In the Mood, Kalamazoo, Tuxedo Junction, Moonlight Serenade, just on and on. In addition to being the nation's most popular band leader, Glenn Miller starred in only 2 Hollywood motion pictures, Sun Valley Serenade, which you might have seen here on American Movie Classics, and of course Orchestra Wise, which if you stay around, you'll be seeing later on this evening. You may have seen both of them right here on American Movie Classics before, but it's always fun to see them again. The band broke up when Miller joined the Air Force, and he went off to fight in World War II, and sadly, he was one of the ones, if you know the story, who never came back. The entire nation went into mourning when his plane crashed on a flight from England to France. Wreckage from the plane was never recovered, but his records have always been saved, and they're treasured items in many people's attics around the country, and they're being remade on CDs to this very day. It's great music, and he was a great musician, Glenn Miller. Now let's look at this.